What's up, everybody? Big Bootski here, coming at you with an update. Been a busy week. Didn't get as much building done as I wanted to. Got some things done though, but tell you, it's been a tough week. I guess I would call this video "Finding My Way" if I had to label it, because I've definitely had some issues this week. One of my biggest issues this week has been the airbrush. I am a beginner airbrusher. I bought a Posh H airbrush as a starter airbrush. Not a bad airbrush. I can't see any problems with the airbrush itself and how it functions or anything like that. Actually, I've gotten the airbrush itself to work just fine. My problem is, from what I believe, it's my compressor. I bought it as a package. Everything was new in the box. I got the airbrush, the compressor, and two desk clamps. I think you've seen them in my videos, the gray ones. One sits on my desk, the other one's a edge-mounted clamp. They come in really handy. The cheapest I've been able to find those for, quality ones like this one, was like $30–40. So, and those were maybe even a little cheaper quality than the ones I've got. So those two things didn't have price tags on them, but they were still new in the box. The air compressor I bought had a price tag on it of $129 from a store. I forget what store it was from. I'd never seen this compressor before. I've never worked with it because, as I said, I'm a beginner, but couldn't find any reviews on it from any guys that have used it for modeling or anything else like that. So, but the price with the clamps, the airbrush itself, I think had a sticker on it of $80. It was like $79.99. So I knew from what I had priced that was pretty much normal. So I bought the whole package, the two clamps, the airbrush, and the compressor for $99 online as a package. So I figured if one part or one thing didn't work when I bought it, because of what the research I did, I couldn't find anything on the compressor. So I figured if that piece didn't work, at least I still got the clamps and the airbrush, and still got a fairly good deal on it. So, but that's what I'm figuring it is, because I'll show you in a minute why I think that. But I have been using the Createx paints, also the Wicked paints by Createx, and some Auto Air candies. Now, the trouble I was having with them was that I couldn't get the airbrush to, or the compressor, is what I think, to pump enough continuous PSI to be able to push these paints out. I was getting, like I said, I was getting a nice flow, a nice even coat, but it was taking a long time. And when I worked the airbrush, no matter how I adjusted it, very little paint would come out. It got to a point, the mercury I showed you guys, the one that was turning purple on me, that was sprayed completely with the airbrush, even at what little paint was coming out. So it took a long time, and it just isn't working the way it should. So I am looking forward to the new video series by the Rocket Silo. He's going to do a series on the Createx paints, which is, like he said, readily available at Hobby Lobby and Michael's and most hobby stores. And those are the two main ones that I have in my area. So that's important for me, being that those are the ones I have access to. So on the two things that I've been painting, I went back to Rattlecan. I love Rattlecan. I can't. But I love the airbrush too. I can't wait to get it down. So once I find out what my problem is, if it's my compressor and I need to buy a better compressor, that's kind of what I'm figuring is going to happen anyway. So yeah, it'll take a little while because the money's tight right now. So if I have to deal with rattle can right now, I can't think of anything that I can't build the way I want to build it with rattle cans. So as far as like the metallizers and stuff, Model Masters making them in the air and the rattle can as well. So I've got a couple cans of that, and finally, thank you, Dr. Cranky. I've got my lead for the clear coat you use, the DuPont clear coat you use. I tried auto body supply places around here in Kansas City and all the auto parts stores, and I just couldn't find it. So thank you for the link, hooking me up with somewhere where I could buy it, order it, and have it shipped to me. So I've got a couple cans of clear on the way to me, and I've got plenty of colors still going, so I've got definitely enough to do all the kits that I've got going on, and all that. So let me show you a couple things real quick, and then I'll let you guys go, and look forward to hearing comments from all my subscribers and anybody else out there. Alright, so let me show you this. Let me take this camera, see if I can get this camera off my stand here. Alright, this is the compressor I'm working with. Like I said, I bought it as part of a package. So it's a Fusion compressor. This is all it has. It doesn't have any working part, really a lot of working parts or anything. It's got an on-off switch and the gauge, pressure gauge. Now the pressure gauge goes up to 60. When you turn it on, it hovers at 40. And as you're spraying with the Posh airbrush, it drops down to in the 20s, I would say. And I'm just figuring that that's not a high enough PSI to spray these Createx paints, the Wicked paints and stuff like that I've been using. So that's what I'm figuring is the problem. If anybody has any ideas of what might be the problem, like I said, when I was spraying these paints, I had them thinned out. I think it was 3-to-1 was my ratio that I was using. But the airbrush just would not pick up the paint and push it out. It was plenty of air coming out, but very, very little paint. So I'm assuming the PSI on this is the problem. It works fine, but it just doesn't have a high enough PSI, I believe. So that's what it is. Now, the stuff that was giving me the most problems this week, as you can see, W900, going to be another project I'm starting. I just opened it yesterday. Got it with the coupon at Hobby Lobby. Kenworth W900 Revell kit, level 2. Got it for, it was $24.99 or whatever it was at Hobby Lobby, but with the 40% off coupon it saved $10, so it was 14 bucks for a 1/25th scale semi-truck at Hobby Lobby when you buy just the one thing. So that's fine with me. 14 bucks for a truck kit, I can't beat that. Revell, I can't really, I don't know, I'm hearing grumblings across the YouTube and stuff like that about Revell. I haven't found anything about, I think actually the Revell kits are turning out to be a lot better kits than the A&T kits and stuff that I've bought. So I haven't really messed with Mobius or Italiari or anything like that lately, or at all really. So from what I've experienced, the Revell kits are really nice actually. So yeah, 14 bucks for it, so can't beat that. This is what I've done this week. Okay, I showed you in my last video the lowrider. It's coming out. I'm working on the interior tub and the engine right now. Still got to do the front and do the bare metal foil work and maybe get a little bit of buffing going on. It's pretty shiny as it is right now. It's got this green's got a lot of flake in it. Rattle can needs buffing. It's got a little bit of texture in the clear that I need to buff out of there. But other than that, It's really shiny. I mean, you can, this is just interior light, and you can see it looks wet, and it's been dried for 2 days. So got the right height where I wanted it. Suspension's all lifted in the front. It's got the hydraulics on it, so it's good. It's slammed in the back. So once I do get the rest of that done, I'll give you a video on that and show you the interior and the engine and everything all together. But that's what I've got so far. Also this week I've concentrated. Now this is the paint job I'm going to show you right now that has really tested me this week. And it's the merc. The purple merc that I showed you. Come a long way. I decided wanted to use white walls on it, but they just didn't look right as the paint job progressed. I think the deep dish wire wheels look better. This paint job, like I said, really tested me. I had to go back and redo it. I messed it up a couple times. Tried to fix it, but it's turned out really shiny. Again, looks almost wet. Been dry for 2 days. And my first flame job. My first attempt into the flames. So, as you can see, I mean, it's shining like you wouldn't believe. I mean, it just reflects all light. And I'm gonna probably call this the blue bomb, because it's gonna end up sitting low on those wire wheels and everything. And yeah, that's what I've been working on this week. So it's like I said, you'll see imperfections in it, because I messed it up a couple times, and there's a lot of work that I put into this paint job, and for it to turn out as good as it did, I can't do anything but be happy with it, because like I said, my first attempt at flames, how shiny the clear coat is on it, how the blue turned out the color that I wanted it, really came out in the long run the way I wanted it, minus the few imperfections that you can see. So once I'm working on the interior tub for that, and the chassis as well. So I just got the body finished yesterday. It's been drying for a day. It probably needs another day just to finish gassing out, and we'll go from there. So that's my update for this week, guys. Hope everybody's doing well, and I'll catch you all later and see you probably in about a week or so. Thanks, guys. Talk to you later.